Welcome. This is Dr. Traci K, and I love you in this place. Thanks for coming to this spiritual Sunday vibe message. And the topic I want to talk about today is called I Am Enough. Now, when I speak about this, it's about knowing who you are, knowing the power, the higher power within. And the phrase is we often kind of not really mean about, basically. And, you know, we're always in the sense of we know that the great I am, so to speak, is what always about our spiritual disciplines and our invitations to invitations from God or the higher power or the universe. And this is a passion that a lot of, you know, people that are looking to try to understand more about themselves is trying to know how to connect to yourself because you are of the creation, you were created in the own image of such, and there's always a speaking to us through our own experiences. And it draws us to the desires to understand more about who we are. And so when it comes to this profound question about who we are in a natural place, to start with, I'm going to give you, for the ones that are out here that are biblical, there is an actual scripture called Exodus. It's Exodus 3, in which God supposedly reveals himself as I am to Moses. And what does his name tell us about that? And so in Hebrew, the when it means I was or I am or I will be, in the way it was written in Hebrew. So it's the entire essence of being a verb. So when it's the I amness, it's inevitable, it's unnameable, it's more vast than any known category name. Because it's hard to grasp the idea of what God is, or if it's a who, or if it's a, it's actually a verb in a sense of such as, um, all knowing. In the same way when it goes to any other type of those who are relating themselves to the universe. The universe is the same way in a sense of all powerful, it's all as is, all knowing. And so when we say I am enough, when we're talking about I am enough, meaning that enough is a sense of all knowing, and in we're categorizing as ness. I am enoughness. I am such to where I'm in existence. I'm existing basically. I exist, and I am enough. And the eternal essence of existence is about being part of a whole bigger picture, a role, and something that we sense when it comes to challenges in our life. We have to understand our own identity and understand in that way we often form our sense of identity around things we do. Like I'm a mother, a writer, a speaker, a coach, or we get attached to thinking that we are our thoughts and our feelings. Yet there is scripture and it is written and it is spoken about in clearness about how our actions, thoughts, and feelings are not who we are. There's a deeper essence to who we are that's separate from those things. So good, right? Understand? So good. Claim it. Our thoughts and feelings can change like the weather. Oh boy, do they, right? Oh. But our true identity, our godliness, our goddess, our godness, our given right of spiritual holiness inside, or our identity, um, is something that is unmovable. It's unshakable. It's a true matter of what roles we play. It's what the weather happens to be, so to speak. So when I explained this to you that, when you say I am enough, it's it goes a little further. It's all sufficient and it's all the bliss and the happiness anyone could ever want. That they are utterly complete. So the fact is that when the world was created, when the universe is out there and created, so to speak, it boggles our mind, because it's so infinite and it's like, well, didn't it do it out of need or was it done out of need? Was it done out of extending? So when this says who I am and it's all knowing, is because I want. It's like basically saying when it says I want to get to know myself better. So I broke into a bunch of little pieces. So for I am enough. When you understand when you're coming together in this body of yours, this spirit that dwells in your body, then it is part of the oneness that is expanded. And so when you think about all the things you're going through and all the things that are sufficient, so to speak, you have to really take the time and say, well, I am enough. I am enough. And we must be careful not to confuse sufficiency with satisfaction because they are the same. So when it comes to satisfaction, most of us will take the shortest track to what satisfies us, right? Whether it be brownies or I'll eat them, or if it's not dealing with conflict or not allowing or denying conflict, we're driven by the desire to feel satisfied. But when I am offers to be in your oneness, it's about it sustains oneness. So you have to accept that as you are at a creation, understanding of sustaining won't be necessarily be the same as being one or mine. So it might not be or leading to the feelings of satisfaction. Hey, let's give a more, maybe that's a little bit harder to understand. I'll give you a little more example. We'll use, like, 'cause since it's a very powerful target, very powerful person that everybody uses, look at the life of Jesus. How he had, look at the life he had. The father really, his father in the sense of being that sustained him. And yet Jesus still had to die, right? So for us truly to say that I am enough is sufficient. We must say that because in and all we are, is enough. So a sense of my life doesn't depend on hopes, dreams, or goals I have that may or may not come to pass, but what is sufficient, right? The promises that were made will never leave or forsake us. So we have to be understanding, focusing on our own satisfaction. It moves us completely. Trusting and relying on I am sufficient. I am enough. Get it? So practicing expressing gratitude. When I'm grateful for the gift of life, for anything, I mean everything. I surrender all the questions about how things happen and how it's worked in my life. So the fact is that it's given I'm given life here, and I'm grateful for that. And my gratitude keeps me on a face forward to the path that I am chosen. And so I thank you, and you should be thankful because even though this may or may not be what you want at the time, it's gratitude in the sense of a natural reflex. because that gratitude is a practice that brings more in to help you. It's more into to making choices that of gratefulness, which is allowing you to form in a sense of where you are on your path forward to grace. And I want to tell you this, it's so simple. If you I like to use the new age stuff to help you because everybody's in the new age. Get on my website. I want to see it. Workingitoutseries.com. We have on the fun stuff. Click on fun stuff. You'll see the wall of gratitude. Post your gratitude on that wall. Do it now. Do it after this. Make it a point to do it every day. Do it in your journal, but I want to see it when you post that on the internet in my Working Out series. That automatically points right there to expanding because it's a reflex of gratitude. And when you're grateful in the new age process with using that, you're already pinpointing to a more deeper level on a vibrational level because the internet is all about sending messages. And when you post your gratitude and you share that gratitude, it just connects. Now, yes, putting it in your journal, gratitude journal, is a great thing. That's a personal thing. But when you post it on that wall of gratitude in the workingitoutseries.com fun stuff section, you're putting it into the new age with the internet because the internet is faster. It sends messages. You're sharing that message. You're pinpointing that, and it's boom, sending it out there like crazy. And it's definitely something that is a connection. So when you write something down, mind to matter, so to speak, it opens it wide to help you understand about what is trueness. So, um, it's a place where, you can be your truest self. You can listen, you can be open, you can be understanding what's in your heart through compared to your mind. You can be attentive, so to speak, and what I'm saying is you don't need to neglect noticing. When we are preoccupied with all that we have to do, yes, we often are in such a hurry. But when I think about what it means for someone to find and know the all knowing, I think about when, you know, children are little or when you were little. We lived in such a big, big, big um, house. When you're little, everything's so big. Everything's just expanding. It's wide. It's like delightful and just awe. Everything's like, ooh, oh, what's that? Ooh, can I touch it? Oh, I want to feel it. You're giggling, you're laughing, and it's just everything's so delightful. So when someone is, I say, playing games, when you play games like that famous game where you hide and seek type of game. And then, you try to find somebody, when you're a little girl or whatever, you try to find somebody and they jump out and they scare you. Boo! Ha! I found you. Like fun, right? Jumping out, surprising one another, lots of delightful giggling. It's all about that. So how I put this thinking, when somebody is hiding in the dark, you pay attention, you listen, and you try to hear any small move, right? So sometimes the universe plays that sort of hide and seek with us. Well, it's in a sense of the holiness invites us to find what we need, to find out so if we're seeking answers, we need to we're trying to find it because we're in the dark about something. I am enough, but I need some answers. Am I enough? Seeking those answers, paying attention, listening, and expecting to find something wonderful because you ask, you knock, you ask, you hi, whatever you receive. You're expecting that. You're expecting to meet that higher power. So when you're practicing in your spirituality, you're trying to practice that, that's what you're doing. When you're in the dark, you focus more and you pay attention, don't you? You're seeking that light. You're seeking that surprise, jumping out at you. So have you come to know I am? in a new way from how you know yourself or the higher power in a sense. Knowing that it's necessary about learning new things every day, growing about who you are, learning more about yourself, learning more about the spirit, learning about the universe, learning about the world. It's a constant deepening, it's a practice. So I could say that some people say, well, I know that when it comes to finding the true power, the true sense, it's all about love, right? So is it bigger? Is it deeper? What kind of love? So many people don't understand love. They're in the dark about love. Maybe they see love in different ways because love is so many different types of areas on the way it's set up, the way it feels. And so when you find a deeper understanding of the presence of I am enough, that's about your self love. Granted, there are areas you might love in a different way, and then you might love in this way, but you don't. Maybe it's just so surface, or maybe it's numb. Love is numb to you. It depends what you see. So understand that I'm enough. You can feed that enough part. You understand what I'm saying? The presence of that. So like back when I talked about giving you an example using the Hebrew scripture about where Moses was having a conversation with the higher power God, so to speak. And so the questions came up, and he simply answered, "My presence will go with you. My presence, I will be with you on your journey." That is enough, and it actually says that, right? So understand that, because when you experience a deeper understanding of the presence in another important conversation, as such, as an example, when I told you the all sorts of questions asking for yourself, when yourself, or God, or the higher power universe, it's simply the answer is my presence will go with you. I will be with you to the end of the journey, and that is enough. So I am enough. Isn't that just wonderful? So good. What a good message on that today. Because it's all about understanding how to reveal more and more and more about yourself and the journey you take, the importance of it, the attributes of it, the understanding that I am stands alone, but it's enough because it's not alone in a sense because I am enough, meaning the present. So it's a big, profound statement in the natural place. And it is so good, so good. It is a sense of knowing, feeling, understanding, moving, activating, awakening, high vibing, being that I am enough in that way. And the sense of identity around things we do, who we are, deeper essence that separates us from those things. Our thoughts, our feelings are always changing. But our presence, our journey, what is with us, you understand? For a verb, it's an action. It's about being on that journey, and it's always there. You're to the end. But that is enough. And when I say that is enough, because it doesn't end there, it you ex- move on because after you've already finalized what you need, or if it hasn't, you live on forever in a sense of enoughness, oneness in the present. So good. So pay attention. Stay in your center. Be centered because take that time every single day. If it's Sunday, these Sunday Vibe Challenge messages are a great way to do that because this is your time to really be in the presence of I am enough. I am enough for this to be a mother. I'm enough to be this speaker. I'm enough to be this spiritual essence in presence. My journey is brighter. It's moving higher and higher. I'm feeling the essence of enoughness. I'm expanding. I'm growing. I'm searching. I'm seeking. And surprise! I will be given the answer. Surprise! Jumping out at me. For I am enough. I'm okay. I'm all right because I know I'm enough. It's simply put. And that is enough, right? So good. I hope you enjoyed this message for the Sunday Vibe. Please do me a favor, like, comment how you're feeling today. Send out some good vibes to others. We'd love to read them. Make sure that your sharing is always caring. And if you really, 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 really have it in you, we give out a spiritual donation. It helps keeps us going on these messages and getting other people to subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more chances we can get donations from YouTube. We need all those. We need watch hours and we need subscribers. So please help us with that by sharing and with others and subscribing, telling others to subscribe, invite them to subscribe, whatever you have to do, and let us know how you're doing. I hope you enjoyed this message. And just remember that come to fold your hands to your heart center. Breathe this in. Release. Bring your hands up to your forehead. Shine your light to others. Go out there and shine your light to others. And I ask that you now bow to claim it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.